Good day everyone, it is Bridget here from Bridget's Kitchen, sending you a big happy Monday. If you've already gone into the start of the week, then I hope your Monday is as fabulous as my Monday is. And the reason why my Monday is fabulous, for those of you who've been following along in my videos, I did my taxes over the weekend and I dropped them off this morning. So what a great start to Monday, right? It's been absolutely wonderful. And now I'm back in my kitchen, I'm back in my happy place, and being in my happy place means I have earmarked the rest of the afternoon to be recipe testing for us, which is so super exciting. So I thought before I get into recipe testing, and hello there to Georgina who's just joined us, I thought before we would get into a little bit of cooking in the kitchen, doing some testing, and I've got some pretty exciting things I'm testing out for us as well. Georgina's doing her taxes, yay taxes! No, but if you're watching videos, you're probably like me, Georgina. I spent a bit of time yesterday procrastinating over the weekend actually, but I got it done. It was a late night last night, but I got it done. I'm very, very proud of my achievements. But yes, I thought I would come and do a quick little cooking class with you guys, because over the weekend, as well as doing my taxes, which is great, as well as doing my taxes, I also released my very first meal plan. So my 28-day meal plan was released on Saturday, and already hundreds of people have bought that meal plan and downloaded it, and hundreds of people have started today is their day one of their meal plan, which is so exciting. So I thought I would do a video especially for those guys, because we're going to be doing a recipe from the meal plan that is part of your 28-day meal plan. So one of the recipes, one of the dishes, and of course the recipe comes straight from the book. So the book is your guide, because all the recipes in the meal plan are in your book. So yes, you do need to have a copy of the book. If you don't already have a copy of the book, you can still purchase it online, because we've got our second print run. Shipment has landed in Sydney, so we can still get a copy of this book to you. But if you want to start your meal plan now, we also have a Kindle version as well, so you can get a digital copy of the book delivered to you, bang, straight away on Amazon, which is fantastic. I mean, I personally like to have a hard copy of the book in my kitchen, because I cook from the book, you know, and you'll know because it's full of lovely stains. But you know, I figured that every stain is like a meal that was really, really awesome, so I don't care if it's got stains on it. So yes, the recipes in the meal plan come from the book, and the recipe that we're going to do today is my chicken, basil and zucchini stir fry. If you're playing along at home, it is on page 137, and it looks like that. Now, if I was to tell you guys that that meal takes less than 10 minutes to cook, because what I've done, it's all true. What I've done with my meal plan here, and what I've done for you guys, and this is how I cook at home, is I've given you a prep list, and the prep list is the things that you do before you start your meal plan. Start your meal plan for the week. And involved in the prep list is you don't cook this as part of your meal prepping, because this only takes 10 minutes. So this is dinner. You can come home and you've got 10 minutes. That's all you need to cook it, because you've meal prepped prior. And meal prepping means we're pre-chopping our garlic, we're pre-chopping our ginger, we're making sure we have our sticky sauce, we're doing all those things. That means that you can have dinner cooked, hot, prepared in 10 minutes. Fantastic, right? Because we know how wonderful and satisfying fresh food is to eat. So when we only need 10 minutes, it's easy. And that's why I am loving this meal plan, and already the comments that I'm getting from people is so wonderful, how much they're loving it as well. So the meal plan, of course, has prep lists in here. It has shopping lists in here. It has 28 days of healthy gut reset healing food. It also has these wonderful little, you see that? That's called a QR code. And that QR code is, you basically scan your phone over it, and that will take you directly to a video of me doing something to do with whatever that is in your meal plan. For example, I've got a QR code that you scan that basically explains to you how this meal plan works. So it's a video of me going, hey, this is how your meal plan works. So you've always got access to that video. You just scan your phone over it, and then I pop up on your phone. Pretty cool, right? I know, right? Awesome. Okay, let's get into the recipe, because it's supposed to only take 10 minutes, and I've already, once again, probably talked longer than 10 minutes already. But it's exciting, you know, because I love the fact that we can eat something so delicious and it only takes us 10 minutes. It's you literally, and someone said to me, someone posted on our private group, oh, by the way, if you have the book and you get the meal plan, the other really cool thing that I suggest you do is join our private support group here on Facebook. So if you want to join my private page, it's called Bridget's Healthy Family. No. Cut that. It's called Bridget's Healthy Kitchen Family. It is our private group and it's where all the support is. So people who have the book, people are talking about recipes, they're talking about shopping, they're talking about prepping, they're sharing photos of their food, they're encouraging each other here on the group. It is such a wonderful space. If you've got questions, it's the best way to directly ask questions between me and my husband Mahi, because we're online there and we're monitoring that page all the time. So if you want to join that Bridget's Healthy Kitchen Family, there you go. I think my lovely husband just dropped in the link to our private group, and that's where the support network is if you're using the book or if you are using the meal plan. So let's get into the recipe. Enough talking, 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys down to the bench here so you can see what's going on. So this recipe that we are creating, it is a stir fry. So you can see I've got my flat bottom wok here on my cooktop. But first thing I need to do is to start to prepare the ingredients that are going to be going into the stir fry. So remember, it's chicken, zucchini and basil. Chicken's already been weighed off. 100 grams of chicken, it's about 3.5 ounces, and of course this is a recipe for one person. You can 100% double it or triple it or whatever you need to do. So I am going to turn on my cooktop if it will allow me to. Let's just do that again. Oh, it doesn't want to turn on today. That's very strange. Let's see if it does it one more time. Oh, there we go. And I'm just going to turn on the cooktop if it lets me. It doesn't want to do it. Oh, there we go. Yay. Sometimes it plays silly buggers. I'm putting it onto a medium heat, by the way, just a medium heat. While that little wok is heating up, we're going to prepare our chicken. So I'm using chicken breast, and you can trim off, that's just a little bit of fat. You can absolutely 100% trim off the fat, because all we want to deal with here is just the chicken meat, because of course it's wonderful and it's very, very lean, which is really good. So taking our chicken, we're going to slice it really thinly. You'll notice that I'm working on a plastic board today. It's probably one of the better things to use if you are cutting up chicken, because we want to be really careful with raw chicken especially. So I'm using a separate board for cutting up my chicken, which is a good idea. If you only have one chopping board, just make sure after you've finished handling the raw chicken meat, what you want to do is then to wash your board really, really thoroughly with hot soapy water. So get that, get the scrubbing brush out and get into the sink there with the hot soapy water, and make sure that you're really, really thoroughly cleaning your board down in between preparation, because once again, chicken is one of those things that can be a little bit on the dangerous side when it comes to food-borne bacteria and food illnesses. So I put my chicken in there. I'm now going to just do that and and then I've got my other little chopping board under there. I'm going to clean my hands. Really important that you clean your hands in between handling the chicken and the next ingredient as well. And you've noticed I've even swapped knives, or you could just clean your knife down hot soapy water, because we don't want to make anyone sick, do we? Alright, this is now feeling pretty good. I've got a nice little heat coming off that, which is fantastic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fry off our ginger and our garlic. And of course, this is part of prepping, is we always have some chopped ginger and chopped garlic in our fridge. So I'm putting in some tamari. I'm now going to add in our ginger and our garlic, and already the smell coming off that is fantastic. Give it a little bit of a stir. We're just sauteing. What's happening now is the ginger and the garlic is just starting to cook a little bit. The fragrance is coming out through the smell, but also we're helping to flavor
the tamari that we just put in there, which is really important. So it's looking like that. You can see that steam coming off it. That is the evaporation of water, which means that the flavors here in our ginger and our garlic and our tamari are increasing, which is really, really awesome. That's what we want. All right, that's good. Chicken time. Let's put in the chicken. Just going to put the heat up to just medium, just above medium now. We want it. You hear that sizzle, guys? Can you hear that sizzle? That's what we want. We want that little sizzle. As that chicken is beginning to saute just nicely, it's now a great time for me to start to think about dealing with my zucchini. So there's 350 grams of zucchini in this. That's for one person. It's, you know, not that easy to eat 350 grams of zucchini, but it is when it's stir fried with lovely, lovely flavors. So we're just going to cut down through the middle. And yes, you can do this while your chicken is stir frying. Don't be too far away from your wok because you want to keep an eye on it. So if you can be quite close to your wok while it's cooking, or your frying pan, you don't have to use a wok, or your frying pan, it's a really good idea because you can visually always be watching, oh yep, I can see what's happening, nothing's burning. And then we're just going to slice through our zucchini. Nice and thin, and what you want here is even slices, yeah? So they're all about the same size, because once they're even and they're thin, because we're only stir frying, remember, it's going to cook really, really quickly, which is what we want. That's what stir frying is all about. Hence why the chicken is really thin as well, because if the chicken is thin, it doesn't take long to cook. If you're cutting it in big chunks, then that's going to take ages. Remember, this is less than 10 minutes for dinner. Look, looking good, smelling even better. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of pepper. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. But I'm really happy with the chicken. It's pretty much ready. It means I can now do this. And this is when things get really exciting, because now we've added the wonderful veggie component to our stir fry. Now here's another little tip for you guys. If you're new to stir frying, you do not want to overfill your wok, because what we want it to do is to stir and fry. You're like, yeah, we know that, Bridge. We know we're stirring and frying. But actually, there is a reason why we want it to stir and fry. We don't want it to stew. We want things to get color. We want things to cook. But at the same time, we don't want them to start to stew in all their liquid. And if we overfill it, if we put too much food in here at once, it's really hard for it to fry. It becomes this kind of a stewing action, and that's definitely not ideal. You don't want that at all. See? Yeah. Woohoo! I love it. It's looking good. Alright, there's only a few more elements for us to do now, left to do. One of those elements is we're going to add in my oil-free pesto. Pesto is made with basil, so we are now adding the basil component. How wonderfully fragrant and flavoursome this is going to make our stir fry. Like, seriously guys, now suddenly it takes on such a different element. It's bloody exciting, if I can say that. It's really exciting. Alright, I'm going to finish it off now. Bit more pepper, because I like a little bit of pepper. If you don't like pepper, you don't have to add it. Like if you don't like chicken, you could do another type of protein here. There's nothing stopping you from doing tofu if you're vegetarian. There is nothing stopping you from doing turkey, or for doing beef, or for doing salmon. Completely up to you guys. You do not have to use chicken. This is the beauty as well. You can swap things out. And what I've done for you guys when it comes to the meal plans, here we go. What I've done for you guys with the meal plan is, for you download the meal plan, my 28-day meal plan, I've also put together a really awesome resource which is called my Go Food, No Food lists. And it is an 11-page document, and it has all the lists of different types of food, whether it be protein, vegetables, fruit, nuts, seed, everything you can possibly imagine is on these lists. And it gives you guys the idea of, if say for example you don't eat chicken, well here are I give you a list of other proteins which are just as wonderful for you and that you can swap out if you don't eat chicken, or you don't eat zucchini. There's a list of vegetables that you can swap out as well. So my Go Food, No Food list comes free when you download the meal plan, and it is literally my Bible. I think we've got a question over there. Yes, Mahi.
Susan Carr asks, can we use zucchini noodles?
Can you use zucchini noodles? Yeah, you can, but you know what, Susan? If you were to stir fry zucchini noodles, all the liquid will come out of it and be really soggy. So I wouldn't suggest you do that. I would suggest you actually go with your slices of zucchini. If you have pre-bought, by the way, I'm just adding some basil. If you've pre-bought zucchini noodles and you want to use them up, by all means, but literally have the zucchini noodles in here for 5 seconds. That's it, no longer. 5 seconds is all it needs. Like once the chicken's cooked and it's got a lovely fragrance on it, put the basil pesto onto it and then throw the noodles in. 5 seconds later, put it into a plate. If you leave it on any longer, you're going to get really soggy noodles. So you can do it. You absolutely can do it, and it still will taste wonderful. But you know, I also suggest that you try this way because this way is pretty fabulous too. Look at that. That's one basil too many. Sometimes I'm going to eat that one. Oh, yummy! All right. Dun 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 dun. That took less than 10 minutes, right? I mean, how crazy is that? That's your dinner, and that took less than 10 minutes. And the basil tastes really good too, by the way. Oh my god, basil's amazing. So fresh and light. Now, one thing that you have noticed, and actually a really good important point about basil, is that when it comes to the basil leaves, I added them afterwards. If I added them to the pan, they would wilt and they'd lose their delicious texture and flavour. So, we've got great flavour in there from the pesto, from my oil-free pesto, and of course that recipe's in the book. We've got amazing flavour also from the ginger and the garlic and that stir-frying action that we had happening here. All the flavours were getting all over the chicken, and the chicken was leaving flavours all over everything as well. So then when it was time to add our zucchini, which was cooked so quickly, like not even 2 minutes our zucchini was in there because they're nice thin slices. When it was time to cook our zucchini, all those flavours kind of melded together to create a really robust and very, very, very simple dish. So that is dinner, I believe, for the meal planners out there. That's a Tuesday night dinner, guys. Get into it. It's going to be fantastic. This is actually going to be lunch for, you know, someone sitting over there on his computer. He's been doing a wonderful job, and he's leaving chef tips now. God, gotta love him. Gotta love him. So this is going to be his lunch. Which I think he's pretty excited about. I would be. But thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, if you wanted my meal plans, you can download them and you get that free Go Food, No Food list. So it gives you the ideas of what are really good ingredients to use that you can swap out in case you don't eat something. And then there's another list, which is your food that you should eat in moderation. And then there's another part of the list, that will just be like proteins, which you should avoid at all costs. So really helpful resource, like literally keep it, you know, print it off and keep it next to your bed. No, next to the kitchen, that's more important. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I will be back very soon with some more cooking classes. Love ya and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. Bye.